Hi and welcome to Orbit. I just went hands-on with the new Samsung Fold 5 and Flip 5 and here are my thoughts. The biggest news about the Fold 5 that it is now finally closing flat. Finally, Samsung has managed to do it with a folding screen that curves in on the inside and therefore it can now fold flat. It went down from 15.8mm to 13.4mm and it is 10 grams lighter, and I really felt that in my hand. Not necessarily the weight, but the slimmer device was actually really nice. The chassis is made out of Armor aluminium and the glass is Gorilla Glass Victus 2 this time. When you look at the back, there are two things that tell you that this is the Fold 5. One is the flash, it is no longer part of the camera element, and there's a new colorway, it's the light blue colorway. There's still an IPX8 water certification, so the device is waterproof until 1 meter depth for 30 minutes. The screen on the outside is still the same 6.2-inch screen with the very long aspect ratio, 120Hz and a Full HD Plus resolution. The screen on the inside, however, has now a higher brightness. It's 1200 nits sustained brightness and 1750 nits peak brightness. The crease is a little bit less noticeable. It's not completely gone and it's not the smallest crease I've ever seen, but it's way better than the predecessor. But yeah, I hope for a little bit more here. There's a new S Pen case, which I found to be really cool because it is super slim and the S Pen is on the back now and it's still compatible with the Fold 5 and everything, even though it's way smaller now, so that's great. The processor on the inside is a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. That's the strongest chipset out there with 12GB of RAM and a minimum of 256GB of storage. But there's even a version with 1TB of storage. Sadly, neither the camera nor the battery size have seen an upgrade. It's still a 4400 mAh battery. That's quite small actually. Even the Google Pixel Fold has a larger battery. And yeah, I don't see that the battery life will improve a lot with this chipset because under peak load, the 8 Gen 2 actually drains more power than the 8 Plus Gen 1. But maybe in day-to-day use, the performance is better. We will see in my full review. The price went up slightly. It's now 1,899 euro here in Europe. The Flip 5 has two big upgrades. One, it closes perfectly flat as well and therefore it's way slimmer. Second, the screen on the outside is now way bigger. It's 3.4 inch in size. It has this strange shape and a 60Hz refresh rate. You can now read your notifications, you can change the quick settings, and there are a couple of widgets developed by Samsung and they all look really nice and tidy. But you can also use regular apps on the outside screen, but only apps that Samsung certified. And it's only 5 apps at this point, and one of those is Netflix, and I don't even get why. Why would you want Netflix on that outside screen? But Google Maps and WhatsApp, I can get behind that. And there's a full-size keyboard that you can type on. So you no longer are forced to open the device if you want to do some quick replies to messages, but if you open it up, you will see a 6.7-inch screen, still with a Full HD Plus resolution and 120Hz, but it is more durable this time, Samsung said. Even though there's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy in here, there is sadly no Samsung DeX. I don't know why, maybe because of the just 8GB of RAM, but the internal storage at least is plenty. It's 256GB as a minimum. The camera is still unchanged. It is still a dual camera with 12 megapixel. The quality seemed fine in my first impression and it was fine on the Flip 4, but it's not great and I hoped for a little bit more. Same goes with the battery, it's only 3700 mAh. The Moto Razr 40 Ultra has a 3900 mAh battery and it is the same weight and it is the same size, so I don't get why Samsung has such a small battery, and I don't think that the new processor will make the battery life suddenly way better. Charging is also not the quickest, it's only 25 watt. On the Fold 4 it's the same 25 watt. So yeah, it will take some time. The price is 1,199 euros here in Europe. While my first impression is kind of mixed. Both devices have seen small upgrades. The larger outside screen on the Flip is great, but I do think that Motorola did it better And the whole Fold, well, they did not do a lot, and now there is way more competition than ever before with the Pixel Fold and the Honor V2 and the Huawei devices and Vivo and Oppo and even OnePlus soon. So I think Samsung was a little bit lazy, but yeah, let's see what I have to say in my full review, and I see you there. Bye.